Hey everyone, in this video we sit down for a Q&A with Henry Crew,
a young man from England who is scrambling his way to a world record.
aiming to be the youngest rider to circumvent the globe and doing so on a Ducati Desert Sled.
All while raising money and awareness for the Movember Foundation.
The following is a quick interview we did while he was in the Big Easy.
Woohoo!
How long have you been on the road for? Rough estimate.
So, I just passed 9 months, so I left April 3rd, 2018. So, yeah, just over 9 months now.
And not sick of it yet, right?
No, I'm still loving it. Sick of some stuff, sick of some shit, and then still loving others. So, I'm grateful for every day, even when it's tough. You're always aware of how lucky you are to be doing it.
Highlights of the trip so far?
It's a funny one. When I was looking at other people's trips, or even people that go traveling and stuff, the thing that they always tell you is, oh, it's the people that are amazing. And I was like, really? Like, everyone always says it's the people, and I'm not excited for meeting people, like interacting with people and stuff wasn't super high on my priorities list. But yeah, the people that you meet in the most random places and the generosity and kindness that you're shown is something that's really mind-blowing. So yeah, definitely people all over have been a highlight, and shredding a beach in Australia was amazing. That was like, been dreaming of stuff like that for a long time. And third highlight. It's a tough one. There's so many amazing things, and I think there's going to be so much cool stuff still to come in North America as well.
Okay, well, what are some lows?
Just when it's endlessly tough or feels endlessly tough. Normally I find that all of the bad stuff happens like right next to each other. So one thing will break, then you'll have terrible weather, then you'll have no food, then you'll have no money, then something will break again, and then like a week later everything will be fine and you don't have to deal with that stuff again for a couple of months. Normally when it's hard, it's really hard and consistently hard. When I was kind of leaving India, I had my wallet stolen, which had both my cards in and my driver's license. Then I got food poisoning. And this is like all overlapping into each other. So I still have no cards, no driver's license. Then I've got food poisoning on top of that. Then I have to ride 16 hours to get to the next town, which is only 250 kilometers, but takes 16 hours to ride. And there's like knee-deep mud the whole way, and I dropped the bike while trying not to shit myself at the same time. And then like just rain every day, everything's wet, nothing ever dries. And then, after a week, you're in a new place and everything's okay again. I think that's the great thing about being constantly moving, is that if something is really, really bad, the only way to get through that section of your journey is to keep moving forward. So it's great motivation, and that's something I always kind of fall back on when everything bad happens at once. So the only way is to keep moving. That's one of the worst or the most difficult sections of the trip so far, I would think. Then I had no money, no food, no water, leaving Iran, couldn't get any cash out there. It was the Eid celebrations after Ramadan when I crossed into Pakistan. So all of the banks were shut and none of the ATMs took foreign cards. I had a complete stranger at the customs checkpoint give me a bottle of water and 1,000 rupees, which got me like 10 liters of fuel. Didn't make it to the capital city because I crossed the border late because it wasn't open. Slept in a prison, then rode to Quetta, the capital of Baluchistan region. Ran out of petrol about 40 miles before getting to the city and had to like load and unload my bike out of the escorts trucks for like the last couple of hours, which was a ball ache. That was difficult. And then the hotel any moto traveler will tell you if they've been to Pakistan and they've stayed in the Blue Star Hotel or Bloom Star Hotel in Quetta, it's a dive. It's like it was worse than the prison I stayed in before. It's like no AC, no hot water, no television, no internet. like the food was all moldy because they couldn't buy anything from the shops because of the religious celebration and stuff. So that was pretty rough. But I don't know. It's been great.
Favorite country so far?
Australia, Slovenia, India was amazing. I loved it, but every time I talk about it, I find myself complaining the whole time. It's not a place I'm in a rush to go back to, but I had an amazing time. It's just so intense that I need like a couple of years break before I want to go ride in India again. But yeah, that would be up. The Himalayas as a portion of India, the Himalayas are up there in the top 3 definitely.
Biggest surprise so far?
I think Iran was one of the most surprising countries. I didn't know a huge amount about it before, and as I was applying for the visas and planning the trip, I was researching it more and trying to understand it a bit better, and everyone I'd spoken to had said they'd loved it. And then when you're telling people about the trip and, I'm going through Iran, everyone immediately goes, it's so dangerous, because they lump it with a bunch of other countries. Like Iran and Iraq get confused the whole time. And just being in the Middle East, people assume it's like a terrorist hotspot when it's never had any problems with terrorism. So, but I didn't have like a huge understanding of what it would be like to travel through there. And that was a really great place. I really enjoyed it. And the thing that surprised me most about Iran was the food was just amazing the whole time. Some of the best food I've had on the trip. Like every day was amazing food. And I was there in Ramadan as well, which was interesting. But in the evening, the food was amazing. I don't know if anything else has been that surprising. Like, I'd never really been in a desert or anywhere that desolate. I mean, coming from the UK where you're never more than like 3 meters from a rat or 60 miles from the sea, everything's packed in, right? And even if you're in the middle of nowhere, you can't see that far because of trees or hills or buildings. Your kind of view is limited. And then, like, within the first 2 weeks of leaving, I was riding through Russia and then Kazakhstan, and it's like, whoa, there's nothing here. Like, you can just see for miles, and there's no one and nothing's growing. There's no houses. That was a not a surprise. I knew it was going to kind of be there, but that was surprising. Still surprising. Yeah, it was.
Different when you're actually doing it.
Yeah, like you see photos of these things, and then in other ways you see photos of stuff so much. Some places are photographed so much, and that image is shoved down your throat. You get there, and you're like, I've seen it before, or like, like Taj Mahal. It was amazing, but I walked in and was like, yep, it's exactly the same as the photos. Like, you can capture that, but you can't capture, there's literally 200 miles that way, 200 miles that way, 200 miles that way, and it's just flat and nothing. And it's probably way more than 200 miles, but you could not see another person. And I drove for like 14 hours and I went through like 3 petrol stations, and that was it. Nothing else.
It's the same place?
Yeah.
Yeah, same place, same country.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the crazy thing. It's like, so from leaving the UK, you take the little train under the channel, like 20 minutes to get to France. And then from there, I didn't leave the land until I got to Singapore, which is like you've gone through mountains in, like European mountains, deserts, like the steppe in Russia and Kazakhstan. Then you go through deserts in Iran and Pakistan. Then you go through like these crazy cities in like Delhi. Then you go through the highest mountains in the world in the Himalayas. Then you're going through super humid tropic jungles. Then you're going through like a different kind of tropics in Southeast Asia. And you haven't left the land. Like, you could walk that if you had enough time. That blows my mind, that you can, to ride from England to Singapore and have never never, you could just do it all on your bike. It's mad. Yeah, because you see way more change doing that than you do South America to North America, I think. Or you see it's way more diverse culturally as well. Whereas South America, although there's millions of like micro cultures, but within a bigger kind of overruling culture, I guess, where you have that kind of Latin culture in the same language going over the whole country, the whole continent. Whereas from the UK to Singapore, you've gone through like probably 100 languages, and people look different every single day, and it's crazy.
So you're looking forward to the trip being over?
Sort of, and sort of not. Like, I'm enjoying every day, and the deadline's kind of looming, but at the same time, there's a lot of stuff I'm looking forward to getting back to. I think obviously I'm doing this trip for the world record, so part of that is that it has to be one trip, and I have to do it continuously. Whereas I think now, after being away for so long, if that was an option not to do it in one trip, then it's an option I'd definitely take. I would do like 4 months at a time, fly home, go out again a couple of months later and do another 4 or 5 months. Give you time to digest it, but also you're just not so detached, and it's not quite as big of a commitment in terms of your life and things that you're kind of giving up and not experiencing for a year. So yeah, I've only really noticed it in the last couple of months that I've been like, I'd love to be able to walk into the bathroom and my toothbrush already be there, and like that be my bathroom with my toothbrush. And I'd love to open my wardrobe and be able to choose like a different pair of jeans, or like outside of the 3 or 4 t-shirts that I carry with me.
Some options.
Yeah. Just kind of stuff like that, which I wouldn't really care about too much back home, because you don't think about it because you have it every day. But then it starts to, as you get kind of worn down by the trip a little bit, and maybe your enthusiasm wanes at certain points, they're the things that really you start to notice. But yeah, it'd be nice to see my family and my dogs too.
So what will be next for you? All right, so you get home, you've got the world record for now.
Yeah.
And now what?
So it's going to take me a couple of months to sort out all of the evidence that I need to submit for the world record kind of process. So I'll probably take maybe a month and kind of sort all that shit out and just readjust again. I think that will be really difficult for me. Yeah, I will. So yeah, take care, scramble on, and good stuff. Yeah.
Hey everyone. First of all, thanks for Henry to allow me to ask some questions. Really cool of him. And also thank you for watching. Besides the feat of riding around the world and becoming the youngest rider to do that, let's not forget that he's also raising money for the Movember Foundation, which is a great foundation. So yeah, it's super cool. So I'm going to just take you through this real quick and how you can donate through Henry's website. So first thing we're going to do is pull up his website, which is 35,000miles.com. It's got some cool shirts for sale, by the way. You can click on donate here. We can also click on donate in the top right corner. I like the beautiful picture he has, so I'm going to click there. And brings up his little profile for the Movember Foundation. You can choose how much you're going to donate. Of course, if you're in the US like me, Henry's in the UK, so his is going to be in pounds. I think 50 pounds is probably, I don't know, what, 60, 70 bucks US. Enter in your information. Oh, don't look at Caitlyn's email. Give him a little note of encouragement, even though he's almost done. enter in your card information, which I'm not going to share with you. Put that information in. Then click donate. It's got all your information filled out. Boom, simple enough. If you can, go donate $5, £5, £10, £20, whatever you can do. Again, Henry, thank you very much for answering some questions. Really cool hanging out with you. You're a cool dude. I wish you all the best with all your future endeavors. I'm assuming you're going to make it all the way, so congratulations on achieving the record. And I hope to see you in England sometime or somewhere else. Take care, man. For the rest of you, I'll have more videos coming soon. We've kind of taken a break the past few months, but I appreciate your patience and sticking around and hoping that I get better at this video thing, which I'm trying. Take care and scramble on. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh, look at this beautiful motorcycle. No, I can't afford it. Too bad.